Okay, hello. So in order to continue with the analysis, I am just going to solve this age and get it over with. Basically, so what had to be done was you find these symbols at the cardinal points of the fortress, further establishing the fortress as some sort of star of north south kind of cardinal point star, like like this fortress is already a kind of center of the world kind of image, world tree kind of image. So I need to get the blue and red pages, and in the process, there are a few other things I wanted to mention. So, basically, I noticed that this room, Cyrus's room, is the only one with this star-like shape flower, mandala, on the floor. Now, this is, in a sense, that the shape of the mechanical age, the age where we find ourselves, is a mandala. But Akenar's room doesn't. Akenar's room is just pure black and white tiles. The black and white tiles of duality. The black and white tiles of duality, I think, are also in this room, but they're covered by the rug. The thing is then that this room has this star in the center and also a telescope to look at the stars, which seem to be placed above time, above the clock tower. In the same way that in Myst Island, above the clock tower is the moon, the crescent moon. So you look at the sky on top of the clock tower. And this room kind of echoes that. And it's full of ships and vessels, right? And here's like a bird bath, which is where the smaller model of the tree, of the ship finds itself in Myst Island, is in the bird bath. So these ships are made in order to travel to the stars. I wonder if, if the star in this sense is love or his loved one, but that would be another thing. In any case, ships and vessels, in order to observe or go towards the sky, the dome of the heavens, mountains, again, it goes upwards. This room is all about things that go up. And furthermore, it has this little checkerboard, which represents the whole of the fortress. It has the floor, the rug, which is a star, and the checkerboard. And they are next to the throne, right, where the king would sit. The last detail is the bird. Next to the bird bath, a red bird like a phoenix. And you can see a bird here as well, flying away. So, right, flight. This flies as well. Things that fly up towards the air. In contrast to this, Akenar's room first has a darker kind of music to it, and it's full of weapons. The main theme is death, killing. All this is filled with poison, right? I'll grab the page while I'm at it. A prison. Death. So this room is not furnished. It doesn't have as many sort of nice warm things and rugs as the other one. It's very cold and bare. And with that kind of shows the theme of death in how cold it is. But it does have Oh well, first of all, and this may be important afterwards, it has a snake. This room seems to be the underworld. It's what's underneath the rug, right? And in the underworld there's a snake. The snake of Kundalini, coiled in the underworld. Behind, you could say almost that maybe this checkerboard in Sirius's room is covered with a rug of multiplicity, with many, many, many petals. But here it's the bare essentials of duality, of life and death. Sirius's room, instead of being filled with weapons, is filled with riches. It's filled with gold. Right? Gold and alcohol. Intoxicants of different kinds. Your greed sickens me, right? So Akanar telling him this. So immediately the theme between the rooms becomes clearer, I think. That this room is about loftiness. It's up in the sky. And it reaps the benefits, right? Sirius's room is full of riches. The riches that are, you could say that here, killing is done. In the other room, there is life, abundance. Here, there is the opposite of abundance. Maybe it's sort of like Jupiter and Saturn or something like that, but I wouldn't be sure. What's interesting is that this room, Akanar's room, has this machine. And this machine controls the fortress. So here you see also the center of the fortress. The center of the fortress is blue, so Akanar, but the outskirts are red. Right? The center is one. It's simple. It's the yin and yang. But then from the center, there's the multiplicity, the many different petals of Sirius. So that is why, maybe, Akanar controls the fortress, because he is the hands that get dirty, right? He's doing the dirty work in the bowels of the fortress. He knows how things work because he's gone there, because he's right in the middle, and then Sirius is again not necessarily as an attack on Sirius. I mean it more like I'm just trying to study it from different angles. I think from an archetypal point of view, right, both are completely beyond good and evil. It's just life and death, yin and yang, the different kind of expressions of it. One focusing on limitation or things that have to be done, and maybe this is focused on freedom and beauty and becoming free from the earth and going up into the clouds. Akanar goes down into the dungeon, it seems. So anyway, let's just bring the page back. Damn it. Again, the library itself is very much like Sirius's room in a certain sense. There's the sky above. Anyway, so I'll bring the page back. I'm not going to spend too much time. I mean, he just says, bring me more pages. So, anyway, I will get the other page. Okay. So, yes, The next age I want to go to is the stone ship age, the ship. And you access this from this planetarium. Okay, so let's look at this. This planetarium, to begin with, already reminds me of Sirius's room. Because Sirius's room is red and it has a red throne. And here the throne is clearly red. If you remember, the book we just came from the Mechanical Age, was sitting on top of a purple chair. Now, I'm not sure if this... it's too early to sort of say, but it's almost as if the purple chair would be a blue chair in a certain sense, and would be therefore Achenar. So, Achenar had that control mechanism that controlled the fortress, right? He knows the ins and outs. And in that sense, Achenar, in his blue throne, has the Myst book, which is the simulated device that controls the fortress, like in the Mechanical Age, right? The blue throne is where that stands, because the blue throne is the throne of darkness, I suppose, of the underworld. And from the underworld you can understand the entrails of the world. This, on the other hand, is Sirius's chair, because it's red, and like in Sirius's room, it's all about looking at the stars, right? Sirius's room had a telescope, this is a planetarium. Sirius's room had a big carpet shaped like a many petaled flower or star, and this also sits upon that star. The thing is, though, and this is pretty cool, that Achenar is played by Rand Miller, who is Atris. So Achenar and his blue throne seem to be in control of the Myst books, of the linking books, excuse me, as is Atris. Atris writes the linking books, and Atris lives at the moment in the underworld. He's trapped in an underworld kind of cave, sending you clues. So, both of them played by the same actor. Anyway, again, I don't want to spend too much time on the sort of how to solve the game at the moment. So I'm just gonna, I've already solved this bit basically, right? You look here and you introduce certain dates. The dates, if I remember correctly, are January something, November something, October something. They're all of them cold years. They're all, I mean, cold months. They're like wintry, autumny kind of months, which I thought was interesting. And they give you constellations. So suddenly the planetarium is mixed with the idea of time travel. The game is all about traveling to different ages, and this, of course, is about traveling to different ages or time periods as well. But the time travel gives you coordinates through constellations in the sky. One potential, it could be read as a reference to astrology, but not only that, of course. In any case, the constellations you can then check in the book, in the library, and they are the Leaf, the Spider, and the Snake. And by connecting these symbols, the ship rises up from the bird bath. So, a lot of things are going on here, which I think are pretty neat. First of all, Achenar's room had a toy snake that springs out of a box. And from what it looks like, a lot of his themes involve the underworld, the dungeon, death. Right? That fits very nicely with the theme of snakes, because it's the Kundalini, which is coiled underground and rises up, like the ship just did, right? And this set of symbols, the leaf, the snake, and the spider, is interesting because two of them are animals, the snake and the spider, but the leaf is more like a tree, right? We're surrounded by leaves. We're in the middle of a forest. I would take the leaf to be potentially a tree, in which case it could be the tree, right? The tree of life. The snake would be Achenar on the bottom, and the spider could be Cirrus. But again, I'm a bit dubious as to why. You know, it's just an intuition at this point. But the spider, if I remember correctly, is often connected to... I'm not sure where I got my references on this, but I have some inkling of the spider being connected to the moon in mythology. Or at least like Diana, maybe. I'm not sure. But if the spider would be the moon, or at any rate, the spider could be a star because it's an 8-legged creature. So it could be like an 8-legged star. So like Inanna's star, Venus's star. Then the star rests on top of the tree. The moon rests on top of the tree. The snake rests on the bottom. And the tree is in the middle. So the three symbols we've used paint a picture of energy traversing the tree upwards. And this causes the vessel, which in a sense is the tree, or at least is us, right? The soul traversing the tree, to rise up. What's cool about this as well is that this is a model of a tree. I mean, Jesus Christ, this is a model of a ship, and it causes the ship to rise. But the thing is that this is also a model of a ship because it's made of polygons. It's a CGI ship. What we are seeing on the screen is a model of a ship. So if the model in the bird bath, again, let's not forget, the bird bath appeared in Cirrus's room. Cirrus's room had a bird bath, and it had a phoenix, a bird that is reborn from its own ashes, or it's reborn from death, therefore the underworld. Here, a ship that was sunken, therefore dead, has resurfaced, a phoenix, in the bird bath. In any case, if in some sort of like golem-like sense, a golem version of a ship has made the real ship rise. Here, a virtual version of a ship is being used as a mechanism so that the player can explore itself, in a sense. By playing the game, you're encountering obstacles and you're trying to overcome them, right? It's a very personal kind of challenge from which you learn and grow. So I think it's pretty nice that the virtual ship is also kind of there are many layers of ship, like Cirrus's room showed. There's this kind of ship, there's the spaceship. You could take the ship as the bird. I mean, yeah, anyway. So I think that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to leave it here and start with the stone ship age in the next video. Also, the door to the ship is full of leaves, again echoing the ship as the tree, right? And once again, Achenar, or the Blue Throne, has the actual mechanism that allows you to work the fortress. In this case, the video game, or the virtual reality. Anyway, thanks for watching.